Good morning, everybody. I am trying to get myself situated in this new place. There's a comfy little couch that I thought we should sit at. I really like it. We are at the Shotgun House Roasters, which is Southtown, South Flores. So, good morning, Gabby. Good morning, everyone. I'm still waiting on Stephanie. I'm sure she's dropping off baby nearby, and I'm waiting on my order. So I first saw Shotgun Roasters actually in their first location, which is inside Warehouse 5 on Buena Vista, just outside of downtown, like west of downtown. And thank you. Have a drink. Anyway, and so I realized that they were opening up a second location, and I thought, I like this location because it's Southtown, and who doesn't like Southtown? And it's actually a little, like, probably a little closer to my place. But anyway, it is Thursday. It's our regular live day. I know that last week we talked about that we had 1,000 plays on our podcast, so now we're a little over 1,000, and we're really grateful for everybody who listens, who follows us, who likes our posts, just all the encouragement we get from everybody who, we've impacted so far. Episode 11, heard from a couple of people that was pretty emotional for them, and we'll get more into that when Stephanie's here. I don't want to get too far into it, but we did share some intimate details, and I think that's pretty much the direction we're taking going forward. And of course, we still have some guests we're going to bring on. I do have a question about if we set up a Saturday meetup, would you go? If you're watching this on the replay, just shoot us a little message or a comment on our post. But I may even do a poll on the Insta stories. But if we did a Saturday meetup, would you join us? And do you have suggestions of where to go? So I think it would be really cool if we did like a live chat from somewhere and have a group of us, ladies and gentlemen. Like, it doesn't have to be just a girls, thing. But I mean, it could be fun. So everybody's welcome, and we could just like maybe set the camera off to the side, and we're just like sitting around talking, having some, girl talk if it's just girls. But again, I don't want to make it like too exclusive, because soon we will have some special guests that will maybe not be women. So, good morning, and here's my first sip. Let me taste this. This is good. I'm really bad at remembering what I ordered, but I know it's a latte. It's a salted caramel latte. I like salted caramel because I don't like really sweet stuff, and I feel like that keeps me at the right level where I'm not like drinking something super sweet. Because otherwise, of course, my preference would be black coffee. I'm going to move this back so that when Stephanie comes, she's ordering now. And I am going to try to move it so we can both fit in the picture. All right, so I hope you can hear me okay too. Anyway, yeah, so that is something I want to put into the works. I know our weekends are very busy. We usually run Saturday mornings, but maybe we could do something where it's a little like mid-morning. And hopefully you guys are available as well. We'll put some dates out there as far as when we can do this. And maybe, like I said, the more availability we have, we'll probably go into that date. So I have been feeling, I'm going to share a little bit about what I've been going through lately. I've been a lot more consistent at the gym, but I'll tell you what, outside the gym, there are days I don't want to do anything, and I've not done anything. So there's this other little room over there. We're in like a back room right now that has this really cool wall, and I thought that's where we were gonna be. but somebody beat me to the spot.
Yeah, and she's on the computer, so I don't want to interrupt her.
I know, like,
that'd be
can
just
we
a
have the
little
spot?
rude.
No. So I came back here, and the guy was like, do whatever you want, you know, we can dim the lights, you can make it brighter.
That's neat.
Yeah, he was, I said, I'm going to move your books around because I need this to be a little higher. So anyway, yeah, I've been kind of like in that little funk where I really don't want to do much else. But I'm going to the gym, and that's, you know, and I'm showing up when I'm supposed to show up. But if I don't have to be there right now, I'm kind of like, I don't want to go. Yeah, and I'm just going to stay in my bed.
And I think that's good though, because I think a lot of times we tend to say yes to a lot of things that maybe we don't want to, but we feel like, well, for me, I would say yes a lot because I didn't want to miss out.
Yes. That's
or
me.
let people down.
Yes.
So I would say yes, even though I know it was like conflicting, even though I know that it was like just gonna be even hard to get there, and I was gonna be like rushing, I would still say yes, and then I would be super stressed about like showing up late or like having to cancel something else or like being not at home with like Lorendo and Julian. So I think it's good sometimes to like just say no.
And I have major FOMO, guys. Like I have major FOMO. Like I can't, and even though I knew I wanted to be there, and I just I'm not really into it, so I've been able to like say no more or just kind of like not get myself involved. And I may be at home watching from my phone, but I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything some days, so it's okay. Like I've been okay. But
thank you. Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you very much. Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, I didn't want to know. Oh no. So everybody's very nice here. Also. Yeah. What did you get?
The salted caramel.
That's what I got.
Did you?
Yes.
Oh, it looks delicious.
It is.
I was gonna try the sage one, but I wasn't quite sure how that would taste.
Yeah, I thought about it too. And then I had like an horchata one. That sounded.
It was
really
an
good.
iced, right?
Yeah. So I also talked about if we did a Saturday meetup, would people like be interested in that?
Oh yeah, yes.
Because we know that Thursday, you know, it's a weekday. People have to go to work. It's 7 a.m. It's kind of hard. Some of you go in earlier. Some of you I go in later. But this is the best time that works for us, we feel. And you know, we do pick a lot of downtown locations to kind of keep it centralized. But
there are a couple of shops that we've wanted to try, and their hours are just conflicting. So we've thought of doing a Saturday meetup because of that reason.
Yes, because also we want to try those locations, and then we want to get you guys, you know, out here to join us.
Yes.
So I didn't go into episode 11. We understand that it got pretty emotional for a few people. We've already heard that, you know, y'all weren't anticipating that, but you guys be prepared for more of that as we move into this new space, I guess, if you will, like, which has been our goal from the beginning. I think we just wanted to hash out all the basics and all the, like, you know, like important points, but now we're going to start sharing more about our lives, where, you know, we still constantly, you know, there are days we still struggle with confidence. And by the way, last Thursday, we didn't announce that Stephanie was pregnant last Thursday.
No, we did not.
The word had not gone out, but we're building another little confidence creator in there. I say we because, you know,
we do everything.
We do everything together, and I just live vicariously through her as far as the motherhood and the having new babies goes. I know for me, I never intended to just have one, but that's the way it's worked out, and I get to love on everybody else's babies instead, and that works out great because, you know, get to dedicate my time to my daughter and, you know, myself now and my dog. Funny story, I talk about my dog like, you know, she's a baby, and my niece who has 4 says, stop. Being a dog mom is not the same. And I'm like, but it's kind of the same. She's like, no. We get into it so much, but it's just a joke. I know it's not the same. But for me, it's very, you know, intense. No. But, so yes, and that in turn has caused me, like, has put in this passion for mothers and babies inside of me, because like I said, I never intended to have just one, and I always wanted to have another baby. And my daughter always wanted me to have another baby. Still, to this day, she wants me to have another baby. But it didn't work out that way, and that's okay, like I said. But now I'm really intentional about spending time with moms and babies. And then now, eventually my career path will change, and I'll be spending all my time with moms and babies. So I'm excited for that future.
Yes.
So then I'm excited for Stephanie and the new baby to come. We don't know what it is until maybe this weekend we'll find out.
No,
we're not gonna find out. Oh darn! I want to know. I'm gonna buy little bows or not, or more bow ties.
No, we're gonna wait till we have the baby.
That's
to find out.
Yeah, that's also exciting. So we're gonna start taking bets.
But yes, I have not been able to listen back to the episode, just because I know that for me it was a very hard discussion to talk about, because I believe there's maybe only like 2 people who know that story, 3 including Julian, because he just lived that story. But I haven't been able to listen back to episode 11, just because for me, I think it will still be hard to hear it from me like that, versus me saying it, because it was a struggle. It was not easy going through that moment in my life.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and it it took a lot for us to share some of that, and I don't talk about mine or what I went through, with my family that much. Because you kind of get past that and you focus on the fact that they have, shown up for me since then. And I talk a lot about my dad, and, he's our number 1 fan. So we kind of like just forget about those things you go through sometimes.
Yeah.
Because we're the type of people who focus on the positive. And we move on, and especially when it comes to family, we tend to just like let it pass, if you will. And we're a lot more forgiving when it comes to family. I think, and in your case, you want to focus more on baby and how wonderful it was to carry him, and then after going through all that, I think you had a really good and healthy pregnancy.
Oh
throughout.
yeah. I mean, I was able to run all the way up till I was about 38 weeks. So yeah, a super healthy pregnancy. And even with this new pregnancy, we did not expect for it to happen so fast. We were not planning for it to happen so fast, just because of the struggle that we had with Lorenzo. We didn't think that it was going to happen again. But it's all in God's timing. Like, we have no control. So like I said in the episode, like, we really do not have control. And me being a very much of a controlling person and just like a type A personality, it all just happened out of nowhere.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to like manage that when you're like, you shared, like, so Stephanie shared it. If you haven't listened to the episode, how, she knew what it took to get what she wanted. She knew what it took to graduate high school. She knew what it took to get into college, graduate college, going to get a master's, getting her first job, buying her first car, all of these goals, and even and probably planning her wedding once she found Julian. She was always very goal oriented, very much a go-getter. And then when she had to deal with this struggle of getting pregnant, it shattered, it pretty much rocked your world. Like, you were not expecting that to happen. You think you're doing all the right things, and what she did ahead of time when they told her. And so you lose confidence in what works. Yeah. Right? But those are the things that you don't have control of. Now, when you don't have control of something, you guys, it's easy to get down and have low self-esteem about it. But you also have to kind of with everything inside of you, because I know that once you're going through that moment of something stressful or tragic happening, and you're you can't think of anything else but the negative. And I feel like even in my life that happens right now. It's like sometimes I just get like super down, and then I just talk about it with like with somebody like Stephanie, and I start to get a different outlook. So always like I feel like have somebody that you can talk to, that you can confide in, because it's okay to have those feelings, and it's okay to like lose confidence in yourself. It's okay to have the moments of low self-esteem, as long as you know that there's a way out of it. And I feel like we prefaced the episode as gently as we could, as considerate as we could be, in the fact that not everybody's story works out the same. And we understand if there were some of you who couldn't listen and who may not even watch this live or the playback because of what we're talking about. But we do want you to know that if you are watching this, that we feel for all of you whose story didn't work out the way ours did. And we know that having carried one, and then in some cases now a second, is a true blessing, and it's a true gift, and it's something that we would never ever take for granted or play around with, because we know how much it means to people and to ourselves, and our families. So
and I think as women we struggle as it is with like just having like our inner confidence, our self-confidence be destroyed when we feel like as a woman like we should be able to do these things, or it should come natural, or for me I thought during that time, like why me, like why is it that this is happening to me, like what did I do wrong? Like it's a lot of self-blame when you go through something like that. And I think it's like you doubt yourself like as a woman, and that's what I felt like. I felt all those things, and so I could only imagine what women go through when they can't have a baby, or they have to take different measures to have a baby. So it's I understand that it's a struggle for everybody, and like Christina said, we knew that some people may not be able to listen to some of the things we're talking about. And during that time that I was struggling with getting pregnant, it was hard for me to be around other people who were pregnant, because it just was a reminder of what I was incapable of having. And it was self-pity. Like I was like, why me? Like it became something that I internalized very deeply, which turned to like things that I couldn't be a part of certain things, like I didn't want to be around certain people. So it was a tough struggle. So I know this isn't an easy discussion whatsoever.
And so again, like we understand if you can't be a part of this episode, and that's totally fine. I've had friends who 18 years struggled with getting pregnant, and or miscarriages and stuff, and then now they have beautiful babies, and it turns out different for everybody. But I also have family members who never could, and some of them have adopted, and some of them have just focused their love in other areas that they would want to like give back anyway. So again, very, very tough topic, and it's just kind of going to be, I think, that way, and some episodes may turn that way without us even realizing.
It's gonna be uncomfortable at times, but I think a lot of the times that those things need to be discussed, because it's the next process in healing, is being able to accept and be able to call it what it is. Because if not, I mean, it eats at you, and it's so stressful when you don't have a way to express or talk about the things that you're going through.
There was I was listening to a podcast yesterday, and there's this lady who's gone through some very traumatic stuff in her life, and she's a very public figure, especially like in the Christian world. She's the founder of the Proverbs 31 Woman. They're like devotionals they put out every day, and books, and she's an author, and she went through this like crazy time in her life, and she started going through therapy, and which we often talk about like therapy being okay, like finding a counselor, finding a therapist is okay to do. And so she's exploring that on the Christian side of it, because a lot of like people who are faith-based tend to just like pray things away, right? Just pray it away. I'm a talk about it kind of person. So she talked about like identifying your problem, right? And then discussing the impacts of it. So I think that a lot of what we're going to be discussing is probably the impacts, and then what track we're taking to get past it. So that's going to like, because in our past episodes, I think we've just like touched the surface of certain things, like even personal things. If you've listened, you know that we kind of just say a little bit about what we've gone through. We haven't gone into detail, but that's still yet to come, and it's gonna get intense, and it's gonna be hard for us too. But I think that that's what we set out to do this whole time, is to share our experiences, our lives, and then hopefully give you a place where you can relate and you can be encouraged that things can turn around.
And all of these have to do with our confidence and kind of where we are now, and how we make the decisions we make when we feel like we're in a situation that we're not feeling as confident. How do we get past those areas in our lives? Because, we all struggle with it in one place in our lives or another. And so we are taking the things that we've learned and what other people have shared, what they've learned, and kind of seeing what can help you if you're in a similar situation.
Yes. So that is like really important to us, because I think at times when we talk about what we went through when we were pregnant, we feel like we're the only ones going through this. We feel like nobody else has gone through what I've gone through, and I still feel that way. I still feel like in my current situation, in my separation, that nobody has my story, that the type of marriage I had, the way that things played out for me, nobody has gone through what I've gone through. But you never know.
Right.
You never know until you open up and you share. And I know that, whenever the time is right, and I, share more of that story, I hope that, somebody out there will be able to relate to me, and maybe I can find somebody, that I can relate to throughout the process, because it's, we don't have it all figured out just yet.
Right.
We're still walking through some of our struggles with confidence, and and having been married and now separated, sometimes you get to the point where you're like, is it ever going to get better? And so I'm encouraged because I'm faithful, and I have friends who constantly remind me of that I have to keep moving forward, and that there's growth in this. So the main thing I think that we always try to remember is that there's something that to learn out of this.
Right.
Whatever situation you're in, it's going to be you're going to have a testimony later. You're going to have a story to tell that somebody else is going to be able to relate to, and find their encouragement, and then be more confident also, because they know it's going to be okay. And it's going to get like really awful. We keep saying that, but it's already getting real.
Yeah.
And I feel like even our lives are going to probably be more intense also, because there's so much to cover.
Yes, there is. Yeah, we have a lot of topics that we want to still discuss, and we want to bring on some guests to help us kind of go further into detail about certain aspects of of our lives and their lives, and just kind of what they've experienced throughout that time, and their confidence, being created, and just what they did to continue to move forward in situations that were not always the best.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, for sure. So we're like, every episode we think like, oh, that was a good episode, and then we talk about something else and you're like, oh gosh, that was really good. So we're really, really excited and encouraged by the feedback we get, the love that we receive from you guys. Like that keeps us like going. So the AC turned on and it's like hitting us. It's hitting us straight on. It's like so cold. But you guys come and visit these places. I hope that, I know that somebody reached out to me recently to ask me about one of the places that we visited. And we hope that, we can keep building relationships with these local owners, because that's the thing, is that these places are all pretty much local. And
their stuff is like handmade, like their sauces are handmade, like it's not like anything else, so it's nice to have like something original.
Yes, and each shop has been different. And a couple of places we went to White Elephant, and then somebody else uses the White Elephant coffee to brew at their place, but their craft is all unique. Their craft is what they're known for. So every place that we've gone to, we've gotten a different flavor, a different style. Some places tend to be real like more vegan, or real like, I don't know, very unique, like with the one place that we went to that had the lavender and had the turmeric. Like you never would think to infuse coffee, with turmeric or lavender. You know that there's like teas like that, and there's waters infused, but to have your coffee infused is really unique and very delicious.
Yes,
very delicious. So we hope to continue and explore the town, the local businesses. Tonight we will hopefully be at this vendor pop-up called Babes Supporting Babes. And basically they're small business owners who may not have a storefront, who pretty much work out of their house.
Right. They all create something by hand. It's all handmade stuff.
It's all handmade stuff. And they're all going to come together. I know there's going to be a ton of vendors.
I think there's like over 40 of them or something.
It's going to be amazing. So if you're available this evening, go by Brick. There's no cost to go. Just be prepared to shop some amazing vendors that are all local. And
it's from 6 to 9.
Yeah, 6 to 9 at Brick at the Blue Star complex. I'm excited to be there. We'll be there a little bit later because we both have... Oh my God! It's your birthday! Happy birthday! Oh my gosh! That should have been the first thing I told her. I'm almost on the same page as Julian right now. I'm just kidding.
He actually got it good.
He did it this time. We're talking about how she doesn't like to make a big deal about her birthday, and I think that's why, like, Julian probably doesn't like make it
Well, I want him to make it a big deal. Like, I shouldn't have to make my own birthday a big deal. But every year, like, and it's not to like talk bad about him, but it's because this is true. For like the 7 years that we've been dating, the first couple he remembered, but probably the last like maybe 4 or 5 years of my birthday, he's always forgotten. And it's not like he's forgotten, but like he'll be leaving to work and he'll be like, okay, I'll see you later, and he'll just leave. Like, and I would think,
I didn't get a happy birthday.
I would think that would be like the first thing on his mind is to tell me like happy birthday, and he doesn't, and so then I make him feel really bad about it, like for the whole year. But last night, like, I had to get up to go use the bathroom, and he was like, happy birthday, like
he was already after midnight.
Yeah, it was like probably like around 3 o'clock in the morning or something.
That's too funny.
So he was like very aware of it, so I love him so much. He is such an amazing husband.
And y'all got to go on a date last night?
We did. We went to go see Michael Buble. Oh my gosh.
I heard the concert was amazing.
He's just a talented guy. Like, he's amazing. Like, he can sing anything. He was like doing like Cardi B. Like, it was, yeah.
Oh my gosh. I have to look that video
And
up.
not only that, like, he had his own orchestra there.
Yeah, he's a crooner, y'all. He's a crooner.
And he didn't have an act before, which was, that's not very that doesn't happen very often. A lot of
It's not
people
common
bring
at all.
an opening act. He did not. He went straight on. He sang for like 2.5 hours straight. And in between, like, he was just a good performer. Like, he like engaged in the crowd. He talked about his life. Like, it just
Definitely
even
an
in that,
entertainer.
yes, even in that big atmosphere, it still seemed very intimate. So it was a nice experience. I've been wanting to see Michael Buble for the longest time. He was here 7 years ago, so I didn't have a chance to see it. And if you follow his journey, he took a really big break from music because of a personal thing that happened to him with his son medically. And so now he's back in doing music again, and he was so humble and so grateful, and he just like, he stole my heart. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, I love this. This is like
Very cool.
And so I've shared this before, like, I don't like 80s music, right? This is super shocking for a lot of people. I'm not a fan of the 80s, like, whatsoever. But I love like big show like music. I love like the 60s and 70s era. Like, I just love all of those like
big band stuff.
Yes,
yeah.
big band stuff, like swing. Like, that is like where my heart is. Like, and so to hear him sing, and I mean, he has an incredible voice.
Yeah, he does.
I mean, he would just sing like with nothing, like just acoustic singing. Like, he's incredible. And so it was a perfect night. Like I loved every bit of it, and so it was so great to have that. And then tomorrow I'm going to another concert, which is on the complete opposite of the spectrum. I'm gonna go see Taking Back Sunday in Austin.
That is opposite of the spectrum.
Which, that is music I love also. Like, I love music, don't get me wrong. I'm just not a fan of the 80s. It's very shocking to a lot of people, because they're just like, how do you not like the 80s? Like, it was a big era, like, of music, and just like in movies. And I'm like, I like movies, don't get me wrong. It's just, I'm not a fan of the 80s music, so.
It's the whole, maybe it's the whole like,
I don't know what it is. It's just not.
fad thing, because everybody's all about like the 80s and that you know, that look.
I don't know what it is.
I'm more of a 90s fan than I am an 80s fan, though.
90s, yeah.
But
I
anyway,
love music.
So don't forget to wish Stephanie a happy birthday. And we are going to have another busy weekend. Hey! We have some business to talk with you.
Yes.
So we will be supporting a race. We're not racing this time, but we're going to go and provide support for some racers this Saturday. So that's exciting.
Yes.
And then we're going to celebrate your birthday.
Yes, and the reason why we're going, I mean, we love supporting races, and I think that's something that, since we are runners, we get a ton of support out in our races, so we always want to try to give back when we're not participating in a race. And this weekend we're going to be driving out a little past Blanco, Texas, because they're having the Texas 2A torture race. It's a trail run, and so
And it is torture.
it's supposedly a very technical race, so we're excited to be able to go out there with Project Phoenix. I don't know if you've heard of Project Phoenix, but Project Phoenix is an amazing organization here in San Antonio. They support local races, they support the homeless community, they do so many,
The veteran
community. They just are so active in our community and giving back, and we could not be more proud to be a part of their organization and be able to go out there and support our
Shout out
fellow
Project Phoenix.
yes, support our fellow runners, because if you are a runner, you completely understand the need of support.
Yes.
But even if you're not a runner, just anything that you do that you put a lot of passion into, having the support is so important. So we want to be a part of giving back to that as well.
I mean, it just ties into like the way we like to support local. You know, everybody needs, you know, somebody to believe in them. And I think that Project Phoenix did that for us when we were doing our marathon. They were one of the very, very few left when we were getting, you know, coming back to finish the race. It was really tough and it was really long, and so a lot of people were gone by the time we came back around, but they were still there.
Yes.
So we love to give back like that. And another shout out that I want to give, I know we try to, you know, end this with like promoting some people. Our friend Lynn, who we talk about and we've given her a shout out, she has come up with an amazing event. I'm an admin assistant, and I have been, a secretary, a receptionist. I've been a office coordinator.
Thank you, Gabby.
I've been in all spectrums of the administrative assistant role, if you will, for almost 20 years. And every year there's admin assistant day, and our office will get me flowers, get me, take me to lunch, buy me a small card, everybody signs it. It's all great. But this year, Lynn, who's also an admin full-time, and then she has her other stuff, is putting on an event for other administrative professionals. So I'm really excited to support her with that event. If you are an administrative assistant or any kind of administrative professional, please look this up. Lynn Blanco Perez and is her name, and I'll be sharing it on my platforms as well, because I think it's an amazing event, and it's something that you can ask your bosses for this year. Like, hey, buy me a $30 ticket instead, and I get to go mingle with other.
I know, I'm not an admin, but I really want to go. So
you should come.
I don't know if I can still go.
You can definitely come support us. But it's just, we're going to have some guest speakers. There's going to be, food and drinks and giveaways and door prizes. Just a fun night, socializing, just a fun, neat little evening for the administrative support professionals out there. And if you're a boss and you don't know what to get your admin for admin day, this is it.
Yes.
Buy them a ticket to this. So anyway, that is our Thursday morning.
Yes.
We're going to enjoy the rest of our coffee and get us to work.
Yes. Hope everybody has a great day.
Happy birthday again, Stephanie.
And remember to stay positive and keep smiling.
Bye.